Hello everyone and welcome to the Pubg Mobile Pro League South Asia Season 3 Pro Predictions. My name is Varun Super Johnny John and joining me, ladies and gentlemen, is the man, the myth, the serial predictor himself, Ocean Sharma.
Thank you very much, Johnny. And yes, just like you said, today we're going to go through a series of format as we're just going to talk about some things that correspond with the predictions, right? We're going to talk about our predictions as for what we think are going to be some dominating teams in this Pubg Mobile Pro League South Asia Season 3. We're going to talk about the format as for how it's going to go with the schedule. We're going to talk about some underdog teams and at the end, what's at stake. So let's actually begin. So first of all, if we talk about our predictions as for what we think are going to be some teams that are going to be at 11 to 20th marker, I would start from 16 to 20th for my predictions as per se. I mean, in that, first of all, I would say R3D might be at 20th. So it's not a bad thing for the starters, but the thing is, it's their first big tournament. Obviously, they have played PMCOs beforehand as well. But somehow it comes down to one thing, and that is the pressure that they might be feeling that might as well just be kind of onto the lack of the stuff that they need. Then we move on forward to Stalwart Flex as per se, and Stalwart Flex is a brilliant team if you want to talk about this one. But still the thing that comes down to is the pressure situation. They have faltered down even in PMCOs. If that happens in PMPL, because this is a bigger stage, things might just go bad with them as well. But moving on forward, if you want to talk about some other teams, so in that I would say INES. Now, INES has been a big name previously as well as they have played the tournaments like PMPL and all those previously. But the thing is, again, pressure situations and making out mistakes. If they make one mistake in one game, somehow it follows down to a few more games and that thing kind of just, takes them down. They would not want to go down, but it happens at those moments.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that. This is a team that is based on momentum, and if their momentum breaks in the initial days of the tournament, this team ends up falling down pretty hard. But are they going to live up to the hype? We're going to find out, because when we move forward in the rankings, there's going to be the challenges that they have to face, the top 10, the creme de la creme, if you will, of their regions, and it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be a tough one if you want to talk about the top 10.
Starting things off, we are going to be talking about the team on the 10th position. That is going to be A1 Esports. Now you might be thinking, A1 so low, SG even lower, why are we doing that? Well, the teams with the experience of the Pubg Mobile Global Championship failed to deliver to the hype that they were brought in with in the competition, and that is the reason we are a little bit skeptical about how the teams are going to perform this time. But who knows, maybe they have recovered themselves, maybe they are back to the old ways, back to the winning ways.
Probably that's going to be one of the things that we have to look forward to as well. Like, it comes up as a factor of volatility. You never know what's going to change up when we talk about the teams and how they're going to perform together. But if I have to keep one team upwards onto the chart, I would say it's going to be Carnage or Flood Legion. You can not rule out these two teams. Both had their own regions, one from Nepal, one from Bangladesh. But talk about young blood, talk about the hunger for kills, talk about the dominating gameplays. They are going to bring that to the table once again, and we're going to love casting that.
Well, if we're going to talk about the hunger, the kills coming in, let's just straight away move forward to the team on the 3rd position. XB Blood Legion, a team that almost hit that 150 kill marker during the PMCO. That was incredible.
Yeah, incredible was even a smaller word to define the performance that they were, just giving out there, because they were just firing up on all cylinders, and that was brilliant. But hey, if you're talking about some teams that have delivered good things, talk about our number 1 pick, Zeus Esports. The team is gonna just dominate everything for sure because of one thing. They dominated the likes of BTR, dominated the likes of Nova XQF at one moment, dominated the likes of 4 AM. Well, this, it will be challenging, but that experience coming up with their gameplays and the gunpowder and the momentum, whoa boy.
Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. These rankings, these are our own personal predictions. This is what we feel like the standings are going to look like at the end of the tournament. But these are going to be highly volatile, because as of now, we don't know what the invited teams are coming in with. We don't know what Zeus Esports is going to bring to the table. But I think based on the previous history of the teams, Zeus Esports is going to be number 1 unanimously through everyone who's watching this right now.
Everyone's going to think about this one. Everyone's like, our favorite Zeus. We want to see what Zeus does, and we want to see what our region does in front of Zeus when we talk about the competition, because they know what their business is. It's kills, kills, kills. If you get kills, you get placement points.
Exactly. That's how the team moves. And one important thing that you mentioned is how are the teams from our own regions going to compete with this one titan that's going to be there. And talking about how they're going to compete, I think it's time we move forward and have a talk about the schedule of the tournament.
You guys might be familiar with the format of PMPL as it has happened before. We're going to be having a series of league plays and a series of super weekends consecutively. The first league play is going to happen on 23rd and 24th March, followed by the first super weekend, out of which is going to be happening on 26th to 28th of March, followed by the second league play that happens on 30th and 31st of March, followed by the second super weekend that happens on 2nd to 4th of April. Then comes around the third league play that happens on 6th and 7th of April, followed by the super weekend final that's going to be happening on 9th to 11th of April. But keep in mind, only the points of super weekend are going to be the ones that are counted.
You see, this is what is intense about this format, that now the players and the teams, they're forced to work twice as hard, because you have to perform during the league play days and then you have to go on to perform in the super weekend as well. If you do really, we have seen this, if you do really well during the league play and screw up during the super weekend, that's bad.
Things like that have happened, and it kind of just creates a void in the performance. And hey, if you miss out on super weekend, you miss out on a lot of points altogether that are not considered, and you might not go to the finals.
Alright, ladies and gents, so now what we're going to talk about is going to be the top 4 players. Well, top 4 according to us. And starting things off, I think we're going to talk about literally one of the best players playing in this tournament right now. That is going to be Godless from Team Zeus.
Exactly. When we talk about Godless, that player has been incredible. He has been a legendary player. I mean, we have known him from the first PMCO, a year around the first PMCO that happened for Wildcard region. He was playing in No Chance, and he was the one that we named as AU Godless, because he was using AUG in the most brilliant ways possible. Then he came to Zeus, and he has been a top fragger ever since. And hey, Zeus was in top 3 overall worldwide, and that creates an impact altogether.
Yeah, exactly. He was the player who took No Chance first to the World League, and then with Zeus accomplished what no other team from Wildcard had done before, having a podium finish on the Pubg Mobile Global Championship stage, and that was incredible. But moving forward, I want to talk about another influential player, another player who was one of the reasons that their team was the team to qualify from the PMCO qualifications. It is going to be Snipe from Team Carnage. I mean, the man had amazing performance in terms of survival time, in terms of damage, and also in terms of getting kills. I mean, hey, he was the top fragger for his region after all.
I would say it's going to be one from F4 for sure, and if we talk about that one, it's going to be Bulbury, because I still remember 1v3 with an AWM in the final circles. I mean, who does that? Think about it. So that play was incredible. He has been the one who opens up the area for his team to move forward. That's one thing that you need. I mean, you need a team player to just, get your team ahead. And Bulbury is a proper influential player for the team, for the lobby sometimes, and he creates an impact.
Well, if you're talking about lobby, let's talk about the team that destroyed the lobby, ladies and gentlemen, XB Blood Legion. And it's really hard to outshine if your entire team is going to be, well, basically destroying your opponent. So it becomes hard to outshine over there sometimes. But Ryan from XB Blood Legions managed to do exactly that. I mean, incredible performance. What? He had 48 kills in the tournament, and well, have we ever seen, players reach that mark in the finals?
It's difficult. It's not impossible, but hey, it's difficult. And if you're conquering the difficult things, you can conquer lobbies like PMPL as well. We can talk about the teams, we can talk about the players, but the most important impact, that something that happens on the lobbies, is always the point structure. I mean, now it's the new standard as we talk about it. Chicken dinner gets you 15, second position gets you 12, then 10, then 8, 6, 4, 2, 8 to 12 gets you 1 point, 13 to 16 gets you none. But the most important thing,
1 point per kill. 1 point for every single kill that you get in game, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the game changer. That is literally the game changer. I'm not even kidding about this. We have seen teams jump up 5 positions just because of the kills they have.
I mean, there have been a few teams, once we talk about even in the PMCOs, we have seen a few teams getting 1 placement point, but 8 kill points, and they are sitting at 4th position overall. That creates a huge impact when you talk about the point structure as per how volatile it can be.
Exactly, but at the end of the day, it's all about being consistent in every single game that you play, being consistent with the placement finish, and being consistent with the number of kills that you get in game. And if you can do that, well, we're going to see you moving on to the next big stage.
Yeah, and you have to be consistent more and more in the super weekends.
So in every single tournament, there are a few teams and a few individual players that can change everything. No matter what you think about them, they're going to be complete dark horses, and that is exactly what we are going to talk about right now. Well, the first wildcard for me personally is going to be PN Crew. And the reason for that is just going to be the fact Killer Whitey is in the lineup now.
I mean, you're talking about Killer Whitey, I would say the players who have had the experience, talk about Ayush, talk about Absak, like the players have had that impact already on the lobbies. So they know how to just, justify their gameplay and take that forward with the momentum. But hey, if you're talking about PN Crew, I'll just bulge in and say F4 as well, because F4, even if they are in our top 10, I would say they can be in the top 3 as well. Talk about Khan as an impressive IGL. Talk about the players out there, Wolverine, Destroy, like those players know their business and they know what they have to do when it comes to the dominating gameplays. One game is what they need to be in top 3, then they just, obliterate the competition altogether.
Exactly, and moving things forward, let's discuss the lineup that is, well, sort of a unification of two different regions. We're going to talk about 7C, ladies and gentlemen, a team that was formed with the players of Nepal and Bangladesh coming together for the love of the game. And this team has always been a wildcard, not just this PMPL, but the previous one as well.
You remember 7C, if you talk about 7C as a name, I still remember one thing, 1v5.
Oh yeah.
Vikendi is no more in the game, but I would remember 7C always by a 1v5, like 1v3 for one team and then 1v2 for another team, and the second team just ran away from the competition. Talk about that kind of a performance. When 7C just comes into the lobby, they know their business.
Exactly, they know their business and they know how they want to execute their strategies. And that is what it is going to be about at the end of the day. About the execution, about the performances in the tournament. And well, we might have placed them a little bit lower on our rankings, but when they perform, we're going to see where they finish.
So these were all our predictions as we were just, talking about everything, talking about the goods, bads, uglies and the crazies of the teams. But what are your predictions? Just let us know down in the comment section below, and maybe we'll just read them and talk about those in the actual competition.
Exactly, and don't forget to cheer for your favorite players and your favorite teams as well. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, catch all the action starting from the 23rd of March on the official YouTube channels of PUBG Mobile Esports. And well, we'll see you guys there. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.